of your life. Your host, Jay, and Simply E. Hold on. Get ready to enter the J Spot on Intellectual Radio.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot where we are strengthening relationships in families, one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And J is spelled Jaye for all three. While you're at it, go right around the corner. Go to YouTube. Boop, boop, boop. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the J Spot Radio. And then go to TikTok. Like and follow us there. The J Spot. Again, J is Jaye. Guys, turn on the notification bells for all platforms. It is so good to be back, guys. I really, really miss you all. Let me tell you all so much. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for following us. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for just rocking out with us. Now, listen, I have a little update to give you all. So, last Monday, I'll listen, and I don't want to call them Bama, but kids may be listening. So, for that purpose, I'm going to speak nice. But Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay, our group has been compromised. So, with that being said, I no longer am an admin of the group. So, guys, if you know how to help us get control, regain control of the group, then I definitely welcome anybody that can help us to get access to the group. Now, here's the thing. Two guys, they hacked the group, compromised the group. Baby, these bastards, I said I wasn't going to say, These guys took over the group, baby. They kicked myself and my admin team out. How they did it, I have no idea. But if you have ever been in this situation, or if you know how to help us to report the group or report it to Facebook, so that we can try to regain access. So for everybody that is a part of the Grown and Sexy Conversations group, it's over 100,000 people in there, guys. Listen, I thank you all so much for rocking with me over the years. But as of right now, all of the activity that has been going on in that group, it has not been conducted by myself nor anybody on my team. If you go and if you look in the group and you see those two pink admins, those bastards are the ones that hacked my group last week. So I need somebody to help me to find out how to report this to Facebook, because as of right now, I have yet to be able to officially report this ish to Facebook. I'm sitting up here, I have Googled, I have done all of the stuff that it's saying to do in the back for the support. But as of today, I have not had any luck or any success with getting any contact with anyone from Facebook. So I am striving to figure out how I can regain access to my group. So if anybody has had any experience in this, listen, excluding hackers, because listen, I have had other hackers contacting me. Oh, well, if you need, listen, if you inbox this person, they can help you get, listen, miss me with that bull junkie, okay? Please and thank you, miss me with the foolery. But again, the two guys, if you guys go in there, if you are, and everybody is basically still a part of Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay, and I don't want to dismantle the group as of right now, because it's still my group. I mean, I've built this group. I've been building this group ever since 2018. and 15, and that's a lot of hard work. So I really don't want to, compromise, have the group be disbanded right now or deactivated, because I've worked so hard through the years to build the group. So what I would like to find out is if anybody has, again, any knowledge on how to officially report this. I've done the Facebook support at the whatever at .com. I've tried to report it on the back end of Facebook, but there is no way that I have found through Facebook to know for sure that I have officially reported it to Facebook, because as of right now, I have had no contact or no feedback. All the ways that I have thought and people have suggested I do, I've done that. And it's been a week and I have not heard anything. So therefore, I'm figuring it's safe to say that the methods that I've taken have been unsuccessful, and that's not the way to do it. But again, if you are a part of Grown and Sexy's Conversations with Jay, which is my group, I no longer have the group because somebody stole the group. So the somebodies that stole the group from me is the two current pink dudes that are the admins. I would say their names, but I don't want to be liable for anything. So that's why I'm not saying their names. But if you go to the group, Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay, and you look at the two new admins, those are the guys that have hacked my group. And baby, listen, let me tell you, they are actively working my group. They are actively approving posts. They are actively approving people. Baby, the group has grown by 2,000 people since last week. These bastards are in there actually working and managing my group. They took, I don't know how they did it, but they took all of the information, all of the admin team, everybody that I had in place as an admin, editors, everybody. They took they took away all of our titles and all of our roles in the page, in the group, and they left me just as a regular member. So now I can no longer approve posts. I'm no longer in control of the group. Again, and this happened last Monday. So if it's anybody that, again, has any experience in this, that this has happened to, if you could please let me know what has been your experience and how can I go about reporting it, or if you know how to help me to rectify this situation, then please definitely send me a message and we can connect and I can see what I can do as far as getting my group back, because this ish sucks. And Facebook needs to do better. Like, how do you not have a way to report something? But baby, let me tell you, the moment you post something that they feel is inappropriate, there they little funky crawlers go, kicking you out and putting you in Facebook jail and all this and that. So you can put me in Facebook jail, but you don't have a way for me to contact you so I can tell you what's been going on, how the violation that I've experienced on this funky tail platform that we love to be on and log into every day. But anyway, so guys, again, Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay, my group that I have been building since 2015, has been hacked. If you go in the group and if you look in the group, the two men that are the current admins, I don't know if they're really men or whatever, but the two men that the accounts are two pink men, and they are the ones that have hacked my account and have taken control of my group. They did not hack my physical page. They did not hack the other pages, the J-Spot and all that. They did not hack that. They just hacked the group. So again, I no longer have control over the group, and I am actively striving to get some feedback and get some assistance on what do I need to do to officially report this to Facebook. Because again, as of today, almost 2 weeks later, I have yet to be able to make contact with anyone from Facebook regarding my group being stolen. So these bastards have just been living willy-nilly, baby, posting, living up on the high off the hog off of my page, which is over 100, my group, which is over 100,000 members in there, and it's still active. So Again, if you guys go in and look at the group, and again, I've even tried to report the 2 profiles that's in there, and Facebook has said that those are legit profiles, so the people are real. So it's not even like it's a fictitious random machine. It's actually real people behind those profiles that have hacked the pages. So again, if you have any experience with rectifying this, or this has happened to you or somebody you know and you got it straightened out, or you didn't get it straightened out, if you guys can just drop in the inbox or drop it in the message and just let me know so that I can kind of know where to go from here, because as of right now, again, I do not own that group. And that sucks, because again, I have been building that group since 2015. You guys have been, listen, most of you all have been there with me in that group since day one, since we have started rocking, baby, with the J Spot. But let me tell you, like the old folks used to tell us back in the day, baby, one monkey don't stop no show, baby. So you bastards have not stopped ish, because we gonna keep it moving and we doing what we have to do. So guys, speaking of doing what we have to do now, and I got that off my chest for right now. I may come back later on and revisit it during the show, because I'm feeling some type of way. Like, this is some foolishness, and it's not even cool. Like, for real, like that bull junkie is not even cool. So what we're gonna do, so the next thing that we're doing is, our next hot topic that we're talking about, guys, is, what do you guys think? Listen, it is prom season, okay? And the foolishness is real. Baby, these folks are cutting up quick, fast, and in a hurry. So listen, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we're going to get right into prom season. What do you guys think? Are these folks going too far with what they're spending on these proms, and the outfits and the way that they are showing up to these proms? We're going to talk about it when we return. Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Yeah, guys, this is some foolishness right here. Hold on, let me get this out the way, because it's making me think I got too many things going on up in here. This foolishness be real, Turn this off. You said who? The devil is a liar. Hey y'all. Can you move this one back some? It's like all up down my throat. Like, it's down my throat. Like, are my tonsils swollen or something? Because thank you. I'm like, I mess around and been burped or something. I can't even burp in peace because the doggone, it's all up in my face. I'm just like, wait a minute. But you all, listen, some of this ish that we done saw with these proms, baby, let me tell y'all something. The foolishness is real. And that's all I can tell you. The foolishness be real. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. It's real. And I don't even know what be going on. But I look at some of these pictures and I'm just like, where y'all going? We're really. Yeah, are you enrolled in college? Are you going to college with, listen? I wish I would have spent that type of money with my son. Listen, I'm telling you what, you and that whole entire class of that's going on prom, and you asking for all this crazy expensive stuff. Let me tell y'all what y'all all can do, where y'all all can go. Take your mama there, take your daddy, take your granddaddy, take everybody that got a problem with the type of money I'm not spending for this food. Because it's just one, we're going to get into it. But guys, listen, if you just not tuning in, and if you are a part of Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay, our Facebook group, hey YouTube, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're a part of our group, guys, our group was hacked or compromised. I'm not sure if I'm able to say hacked, Hopefully that's not a trigger word for Facebook. It probably is. That the word had to be a trigger word, but the actual action is not a trigger word. So go figure that. But Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay has been hacked.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio, and J is spelled Jaye for all three. While you're at it, you all do me a favor, go right around the corner, go to YouTube and like and subscribe our channel there. That's the J Spot Radio. And then go to TikTok and like and follow us there. That's the J Spot again, guys. J is Jaye. Turn on the notification bell for all platforms. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We have a great show lined up for you tonight, guys. Again, thank you. Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. That's my group, guys. Again, I've said it in the first part of the show. The group, although I started it in 2015, as of last Monday, 2 pink dudes have hacked my group. They have ousted me and my entire team. How they did it, I have no idea. I'm not a hacker, not a criminal. In that sense, not a criminal. So I have no idea how they did it. But they hacked the J Spot page, the J Spot group, Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay, and they have been in complete control of my group since last Monday. So they are actively running this page. They are actively approving people. They are actively approving posts. So anything that you see that is going on in Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay, as of this point, it is not me. It is nobody from my team. It is the hackers. They are actively working and engaging in that group. So if anybody has any experience or any knowledge on what I should do or how I should officially contact Facebook to report this, please let me know, because as of right now, everything that I have tried, that I have Googled, YouTube, and all this other ish to contact Facebook to report this, as of today, it has not worked. I have still not officially had any feedback or anything, any type of resolution, any type of report, official report with Facebook. I have been unable and unsuccessful with contacting Facebook in regards to reporting this. I know you may say, go to the creator support. All of that, trust me, I've tried, but maybe, listen, just tell me again, because maybe it's something that I missed. Maybe you know something that I know, so I'm not going to block anybody from telling me something, because maybe it was a step that I missed. Maybe it's something that you know that I don't know. So I am definitely open to suggestions on what you all think I should do. How do you guys think I should handle this? Should I report the group? And I don't want to report the group. I mean, because I've worked so hard to build the group, but I do want my group back because I miss my group. And I feel like, something has been stolen from me. I'm not going to lie. I am definitely feeling some type of way because I've worked too hard for that group and have these bastards sitting there running my group like it's all good. Bastards, it's not all good. Trust and believe me. And I'm not going to say their name, but if you go to Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay and you look up and see the members and you see the admin, those are the hackers. Those bastards hacked and stole my page. Again, it wasn't just me that was admin. Oh, Jay, you should have had other people. I had other people. I had all of that. They went through however they hacked it, and they took my control and they took my team's control. So therefore, they are controlling the group right now. As of right now, the 2 bastards that hacked the page, that hacked the group last week, they are actively managing and controlling the group. Baby, they are interacting. They are approving people. They are approving posts. They are approving. And I've been posting in there just to see. I'm like, these bastards are approving my post like it's not my group. But again, if you guys have any way on, if have any knowledge on how to do this, and I do have a new page, Cedric, but again, you know, it's still just the principle of the matter. Like I've worked my somebody filling the cuss word for me. I work my in this other group, and just for to walk away like that, like I ain't like that. I'm from the West Side, like so it ain't over till it's over. So you know, it's not over. But if anybody knows any way that I can contact Facebook and report this, then please let me know. Again, I have tried so many different methods, but again, I'm open to listening to the methods again because maybe there's a step that I missed, or maybe it's something in there that you guys know that I don't know. So I'm asking if you have any information, or if you know somebody that has been through this, how did they resolve it? Or is it just, okay, listen, Jay, they got it. That's it. That's all. And it's just like, it makes you feel like, okay, man, you know what? Dig. You put so much trust in these social media platforms, so please don't let this be your only source of reaching your fan base and your fan base and your followers, because at the end of the day, when you really realistically look at it, this is somebody else's platform. Somebody else has control of it. And just like they just did to me, they can take it just like that, and you're stuck looking crazy. But nevertheless, talking about looking crazy, it is prom and graduation season. And baby, let me tell you something. What is going on? Have you all seen some of these Facebook pictures and videos and posts of these people going on prom? Baby, these folks, when I say have lost their everlasting minds, they have lost their everlasting minds. Now, here's some of the things that I have personally saw, and I just want to know, guys, listen, what do you all think about this? Have parents gone too far today with prom? Are these prom send-offs getting out of hand? Have they gotten out of hand? You have these folks, they're going to prom in Bentleys. Baby, they going to prom in Rolls Royces, Porsches, Lamborghinis. They had the one, look, some guy was in some type of missile tank or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous. But what do you all think about that? Are these prom send-offs, out of control? Are the parents, like, first of all, parents, I just got to understand, like, I just want to know why. What is the purpose? What is the purpose of going into debt for a few hours and a few likes? Nobody is going to remember. Nobody cares. It's just like we're fronting, and I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. And some people gonna get mad, but the people that get mad, you need to get mad because you're the one that need to stop. It's the people. Listen, poor people from the hood. We are the only ones that's doing this ish. You are going broke. You drive a Ford Focus in your real life. And you're sending this 16, 17-year-old off in a Bentley. You're sending them off in a Porsche, a Rolls Royce, all of that. Now, I know some of you all may say, you know, Jay, they deserve to do it big. They came through high school. Yes. Supersize their meal. Get them the venti from the coffee shop instead of the grande. Yes, go all out in that way. But to go in debt, to max out your credit card for a few hours is ridiculous. The dresses, since when, some of these dresses, and I'm not gonna lie, The dresses look, baby, these little girls, when I tell you, look like they can be at Coachella. Look, these girls looking like they need to be walking the red carpet, okay? That's how bad these dresses are. But 95% of these girls, the dresses are too much for a 17-year-old or 18-year-old. You got everything. You got bada bing and bada bang out. You got between me and thee, everything is showing. I'm just like, whoo, child, like, what? Everything is see-through this, see-through that. And guess what? It was an adult that bought this ish. It was some grown mama that thought it was a good idea. You gonna go put your credit card down there. It's you all. It's the parents. You all are financing this foolishness. Stop financing the foolery. No, I'm not acting like, listen, I'm not sitting on no high horse, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to go into debt over this stuff for a few hours. Because my next question is, okay, for the people that say this may be all, this is going to be all that they have. This probably is the only celebration. Why would this be the only celebration? If you put half of the energy that you put into planning a prom send-off, if you put that energy into making sure that they go to college and that they finish, it won't be the last celebration. But that just goes to show where our priorities are. And then we get mad at everybody else. Yes, the system is designed for us to fail. But honey, there's a big, listen, at this point, the sign is on the door, foolishness. You have the option, you have the choice to walk through the foolish door or not. It's there. But we don't have to fall into all of this bull junkie. Cedric, you're saying we go broke acting rich while they get richer acting broke. Absolutely. Stan, you saying I want to know if these kids are going to college and what's their GPAs. Absolutely, and that's a great question because here's the thing. We would spend all of this money to rent a Porsche, rent a Rolls Royce, rent a Lamborghini, whatever. We'll go all through. Listen, have the shoes custom made, baby. These kids is rocking red bottoms. The only red bottoms that I've had on is when the bottom of my feet get red from walking in these little baby doll shoes that I like to walk around in sometimes. That's the only red bottom that I've had on. And it's okay. Because guess what? I don't have to prove, like, my worth and my self-value and my self-esteem is not tied up into material things. It's tied up into the size in the cup of coffee that I drink, but that's food. Like, who doesn't love coffee? Like, who's not going to spend a lot of money for coffee? If you don't like, you're not living your life right. But that's another subject. But to frivolously spend. But then if the kid does go to college, and here's what I've seen happen so much. Those books are expensive. As somebody drop me a couple of cuss words in the chat. Those books are expensive. The key codes are expensive. Now see, here's what the same parent that went and got the Bentley and the Lamborghini, your child gonna call you and Mom, I need this key code for my philosophy class, or I ain't gonna be able to take it. How much do the key code cost? The key code is $398. Don't nobody got no $398 for no key code. Oh, ain't she? Yes, you do. The same place, the same mentality that you had to get the down payment for the Lamborghini for prom 3 months prior to, use that same hustle to get the money to get the key code for the class. use the same hustle that you got to pay to get the $700 psychology book. Use that same energy. But see, we don't. So all the people that you were able to call on to help you put on this farce of a hood front, because this only going on in the hood. The poorest of the poorest areas, that's where all this, you see the Bentleys and everybody rolling through there. Why? So people can, oh, look at him. He went to prom and this and that. You still poor. You still live in the same area. And I'm not knocking being poor. I'm not knocking being from the hood. Listen, I'm from the hood. I'm not finna subscribe to this foolishness. When my son went on prom, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I had to tell him, listen, first of all, I'm not the materialistic person. He went to a private Catholic school. So all of the stuff that they were planning in the hood and all this other ish, like, they didn't do that at his school. So he told me that he told one of his teachers that he was going to get a Porsche. Now, I don't know who he thought was even putting that, but he knew it was not me. So I'm going to let you know right now, your mama's not for that foolishness. So that's just it. That's just all. We not doing it. Told his little pink teacher at the school. Teacher told him, you gonna get a Porsche? Why are you getting a Porsche? You don't need a Porsche and this and that. Not that he was ever in any danger of getting a Porsche. Not from me, he wasn't. Now, if he go and talk to some other folks on the other side of listen, he got a long line of ancestors somewhere that was going to get him a Porsche. May God bless UNV. But it wasn't coming from me. So he had a nice little prom send-off. But I'm going to tell y'all what I did. Very economical, because I was proud of him, and he did a great job. We didn't do all that foolishness because, again, it wasn't like that. Guess what I did? I sent my son. No, he didn't go to Holy Trinity. He went to Guerin College Prep, which no longer exists today. But he went there. And so what I did was, I know y'all gonna be like, you know what, Jay, you shouldn't even told nobody that. But I'm gonna tell y'all I did, because that's how I am. Listen, I'm gonna find a way. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it, and we're gonna look good in doing it. And we're not going to overdo it. And, I'm not going into debt for none of this ish. I'm not. I work too hard to get the credit and the name that I have. So screw whoever that wants to do all that. I'm not doing it. I ordered him the ride share. Yes, I did. Now, I know you may say, Jay, I know you lied to me. No, I'm not. I ordered him the ride share. But what I did was I ordered him the black service. So, with that, they get all of these luxury cars, Escalades and all this and that. I think it was an Escalade that picked him up and took him to his prom. And when the guy got there, I told him what we were doing. It was my son's prom. He waited. My son took pictures in front of the car. Just everything. And guess what? I paid him, and he took my son and drove my son throughout the whole night. We paid him a couple of dollars. Not nearly. A couple of dollars for a ride share. And he took my son to where he needed to go. And my son, when he got to his prom, he's looking around. He's expecting to see all of this stuff that he sees on social media. And all of his little friends and classmates, they rolled up in the same cars that they ride to school in every day. And he was like, when he came home, he was like, oh my God. He was like, I pulled up in the best car. Everybody was looking at me like, Dig, is that a me? He was like, man, I felt like, he was like, it was crazy because all my friends, they rolled their cars, the little broke down cars that their parents bought them. There were no extravagant, outfits and things of that nature. Only the black kids at the school, which was just like a handful of them, they were the most nicely dressed ones. The rest of them, listen, they went to, listen, your nearest thrift store, grabbed them a shirt and a tie, and they showed up at the prom to have a good time. So what I'm saying is we have to stop trying to overdo it. And I like to think we're overcompensating. Do you all think that that's what parents are doing? Some parents are overcompensating for their kids because, again, it has to be something. To me, I'm thinking it's a mental illness. It's some type of mental illness that causes parents to just go this far. And there was another story on here that a mother in Florida, she said that her son was shot by this is what she said. A mother in Florida says high school student of her high school son says her son was shot by some haters after flexing his money on prom. She said that her son was not a drug dealer. He was not a guy in the streets. He was not into any of that. But he was shot, he was shot up. His prom, he was shot up as a result of flexing all this money on social media. I mean, like, the boy had a wad of money. I don't know how much it was, but it was a lot of money. It was too much money for you to be in the hood. What my thing was, ma'am, what did you think was going to happen? What happened? You knew exactly what was going to happen when you engage in that type of behavior. You're showing off all of that money. That's just like being a piece of steak in a lion's den. What do you think the lions are going to do when they see that piece of steak in the den? They're going to attack it. They're going to eat it. So I'm not saying that I'm glad that this happened or this should always happen, because it shouldn't. What I'm saying is, what did you think was going to happen when you dangle the piece of steak in the midst of a lion's den? Did you not think that the lions would smell it and come out? Did you not think that the lions would smell the blood and come for it? How do you not think that? So we got to be mindful of the stuff that we're posting on social media. Everything doesn't need to be posted on social media. Like yeah, exactly, Cedric. They were trying to rob him. Everything doesn't need to be placed on social media. Like, we have to start using our better judgment and better common sense, because it's just ridiculous. Like, you put your son in harm's way, and then you're surprised. And then you're saying haters. Ma'am, they're not haters. They're just desperate like you were. They're just trying to get by like you are. So why call them haters? They just trying to steal what you got. And it's always like that. So we can't be surprised when things like this happen. But we have to do better. We really have to do better, because it's ridiculous. Let's stop all of this. All that money, because again, all this money we spend, we could be invested in stocks, bonds. But see, now that when you start talking like that, now you start scaring people. Oh, that's a scam. No, ma'am, the scam is you going and spending all that money and going into debt for a prom send-off. That's the scam. The scam is you letting your kids come outside looking like who did it, what for, and why. That's the scam. But then you thinking it's okay. Oh, yeah, right. Nene, ooh, Nene killed it at the prom. Okay, so now Nene killed it at the prom last Friday. So what is Nene doing this Friday? What is Nene doing after? Now prom is over, graduation is over. What is Nene doing? Is Nene going to college? Now, I agree, college ain't for everybody, okay? I understand. College ain't for everybody. But you got to do something. You're not gonna sit your end up in my house and not do anything. Trade school, go listen, something. But we're going to be productive members of society. We're not going to continue to lay up and not do anything. That's what we're not going to do. We're not going to do that. And for those, listen, for those parents that got this when they 18 and they grown and you putting them out, please let's reconsider that. Please let's reconsider putting these folks out at 18. And here's why we need to reconsider that. Because what have you taught them at 18 that makes them ready to be able to be self-sufficient? Because clearly, if you're renting these exotic cars and you don't even have the money for it, have you really instilled in them what they need to be able to survive on their own? Have we really been able to, have you really prepared them? Oh, well, they grown, when they 18, they can do what they want to do. Please stop telling these misinformed young people that they are young adults. But until they are able to successfully take care of themselves, they're not grown. So let's stop. Wait, I can't wait till he get 18. He gonna get his own place. Where is he gonna live? Have you set them up? Have you made sure that when they turn 18, that they got good credit so that they can get their own apartment, so that they can get their own cars? Have you, without needing you, have you made sure that they know how to balance their accounts, that they know how to pay their bills on time, that they know what their FICO score is, that they know how to wisely use credit? Please get out the thought of, listen, I don't use no credit. I don't use no credit. Let me tell you how, listen, as being a landlord, and it's disappointing. I'm gonna take a sip on that. It's disappointing when I see a 40-year-old and they're coming trying to rent an apartment and they don't have any credit. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't have bad credit. I don't have no credit. I don't believe in that credit stuff. And I'm saying to myself, sir, where have you been? 40, I'm going to say you've been out, listen, 28, 30 years, you've been in this adulthood thing, and you don't have credit. There's nothing I can do for you because you don't get it. You don't, and I'm sorry that they never taught you, but I'm not in position to let you learn on my dime. So let's get out the habit of, oh, we're afraid. I don't mess with nobody. I don't mess with nobody. I don't do all that credit. That's the white man stuff. They trick you up to get you caught up in all this debt. This is true. This is why you have to, just like we try to know the game for everything else, you got to figure out the game for this ish and figure out how to maneuver through it properly and successfully. But that is no excuse, because the game, you still living in the game. You still the pin tail on the donkey if you don't have credit, because you can't get anything. You've been in this world all of these years, been able to have credit, and we can't identify you. Nobody is going to take a chance on you. So please, let's stop thinking that credit is the enemy, because in order to build something, you need credit. You need credit. Credit is important. Credit cards is important, but you have to know how to use it. We have to know how to properly use credit, what the debt to ratio income should be, how we should be using it, because there is definitely a method to the madness. So we have to learn how to do that. We have to learn how to do that. And we got to do better at doing that. We got to get better at properly using credit And let's not be afraid of it. So if you are in your 30s or 40s, or even if you're 20s, and you're not using credit, listen, let's stop that today. We research everything else. We look up everything else. Let's look up how to effectively use our credit. Let's look up how to do that. So it's like today's society, there is no excuse. There is no excuse on why we should not be able to have credit, why we should be having our young people leave home without having credit and having build credit responsibly. As Cedric is saying, it's our job to do that. So we have to ensure that our kids are prepared. So when they do leave, or when you do put them out at 18 or whatever happens, they will be ready. You will not throw them out there to the wolves and they're not able to take care of themselves. We can't just throw them out there to the wolves. And if you know that you are a parent and you've put all this ish in your kids' names, and then you have the audacity to put them out, shame on you. So what are they supposed to do? You done messed their name up. You got all of this ish in their name, and now they 18. Now you put them out. What are they supposed to do? You need to clean their credit up. That's what you need to do. So if you are a parent that believes in putting a kid out at 18, I don't have nothing against that. Nothing against that at all. My only thing would be is, please make sure when you putting them out at 18, make sure you've given them the tools and you've equipped them to win. That's the thing. You got to equip them to win. So if you know that, listen, especially if you know that they ones that's getting on your nerves and you can't wait, 18 can't come quick enough, listen, I will make sure that they have a deposit, their first month and their last month rent. They got all the stuff that they need for their apartment, which I'm trying to figure out who gonna really rent to an 18-year-old, because me, it's probably not gonna happen. I'm gonna look at you because you're not gonna be partying and tearing my stuff up. So, as far as getting a good place, then that's why I say college. Let them go to college, or do community college for those 2 years, so that they can kind of find some understanding, and get their mind right. So at least if they do go to college, for the first year, 2 years, or whatever, they get a chance to be independent and figure out what life is all about without mama, without daddy, without grandmama, without auntie, without uncle. They get to figure out what life is about, and they have to figure out how to make a way out of no way, and they have to figure out how to be resourceful, but at the same time, they won't mess up their name and things of that nature. So, college is also for learning and getting a degree, but it's also where you will learn and get some life experience from. And we have to be better at exposing our kids to that. So again, if we are doing all of this ridiculous, and I do mean ridiculous, this ridiculous spending for these proms, knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. There are other ways to invest in your kids and wasting money. So now when next month come in June, now the rent due, car notes are due. Now what you gonna do? Now what you gonna do? Now you're gonna be mad at everybody because you got all these expensive car note, all these expensive bills. The credit card bills is piling up because you went and you overdid it. And then don't overdo it for somebody and they ain't go to school, they ain't gone to school. Baby, when I tell you I would knock somebody entirely out, let me have done all this and you talking about something, I ain't going to school. You gonna go some, listen, use a lie. You going somewhere and it's gonna be out of my face real quick and real soon. And now speaking of, listen, so we're done with prom and now we've gone on to graduation day. Ah, yes, graduation. You all, listen, the reason why I'm on this because I love us and I'm tired of us being the butt end of everybody's jokes. I'm tired of us being the butt end of everybody's Listen, everybody is making money off of Black people and our, I don't want to say stupidity because but our inability to see the trap, our inability to see and recognize that door that says foolishness, to our inability to see that we're walking through that door that says foolishness. That's what I want to talk about. So now we're at graduation. You all, listen, but I'm going to say it. Listen, I'm going to say it because guess what? I'm a Black woman, so I'm going to say it. Black women, we got to do better. We should not be up in these graduations looking like it's ladies' night at the clique, okay? And the clique don't even listen, okay? The Cotton Club, the clique, wherever y'all, the promontory, and wherever else, listen, the 50-yard line. Tell them my age now. Mr. G's, all this other ish. Why are we in the graduation looking like that's where we going? You all, listen, baby, they are up in there in the graduations with the halter tops on. Listen, they got 12,000 stomachs and will dare you to look and try to be jealous. No, ma'am, we're not jealous. We're just trying to figure out, what were you thinking when you walked past the mirror and you walked outside and said, this is appropriate for me to wear to my child's graduation. This was appropriate for me to wear to my son's school in front of all of his peers, his teachers, the staff, her teachers, her staff. I felt like this was appropriate. Ma'am, and I say that lightly, we have got to do better. Hey, Lennox, hey, my cousin, he said, talk that talk, cuz. Yeah, we got to do better, you guys. I mean, listen, the stuff that I'm just like, wow, you really, listen, they coming up in there with the thong, listen, the see-through, ma'am, come on. The principal does not, okay, I'm just going to be honest. I don't want to see your hootie out. I don't want to, listen, I got my own, honey. If I want to see one, I got one. I don't want to see yours, let alone it's hot. Some of y'all listening to this girl, Dusty Red, and she telling y'all she trying to figure out why her hoochie stink. So y'all know, if y'all listening to her and y'all following her, your hoochie stank too. So now, not only are you half dressed or you're dressed inappropriately, you're up in there and it's hot with funky hoochie, infected hoochie. We tired of it, okay? We don't want to see it. We don't want to hear. You listen, say whatever. It don't matter. You come for me if you want to. It does not matter. It's inappropriate and we have to do better. Everything is not like, guys, there's protocol. We have forgotten, like, listen, Jay, you old fashioned and this and that, and people don't do stuff like that no more. It doesn't matter. Since when? Is there a time stamp on protocol, integrity, morals, character? Since when does that, when did those things expire? Since when? It's 2024. So does that mean that we're not supposed to have morals? We're not supposed to have integrity? We're not supposed to operate and use our better character and our better judgment? We're not supposed to do that since it's 2024? Oh, well, none of that stuff matters anymore? Well, clearly, that's why we are living in a day and time that we're living in. That's why the things are going the way that they are going, because people are abandoning their morals and their integrity. You're going to sit there and you just going to do whatever you want to do. Come up to them graduations, half dressed, and not only are you half dressed, You got your daughters looking like a mini version of you. Ma'am, it's inappropriate for you. It's doggone sure inappropriate for Tata. Why do you have Tata on some 6-inch stiletto heels walking to get her diploma? I don't care if it's 8th grade or high school. Stilettos, come on now. It's inappropriate. Pretty Tasha, you said, Sister J, funny case, funny cuz when you said Cotton Club, we got a Cotton Club in my hometown. Yeah, I think the Cotton Club here is closed. Like, listen, the Cotton Club has been closed down for 1,000 years here. Cedric is saying, like they going to the Dragon Room. I ain't never heard of that one, Cedric. Where's the Dragon Room at? And you gonna say, I took it back with that one. But that's what they doing. It's just like, everything is out. And let me talk about the boys. Listen. You all, we have to wrap our arms around these boys. Because all of the attention is being put on the girls. Some of these boys, listen, when you look at these graduations and the pictures, most of these young men are just looking like they just showed up for their graduation. They just showed up because they thought they was going to get a free lunch. They thought it was lunch day. They coming up in there, hair not cut, no suit on. They coming up in there with gym shoes on, jeans sagging, hoodies, t-shirts. Like, come on, really? Really? And I would say, you know what? That's all that the parents could afford. No, it's not. No, it's not. You Bama's out here getting Bentleys and Rolls Royces and Porsches. You can afford a nice suit and get a nice haircut for your son for his graduation. We got to do better. Again, you had them looking good for their prom send-off, but come graduation, you don't even have if you even show up. We got to do better. You got these boys sitting up in there like nobody has paid attention to nothing that they doing. And then you got your girls naked. But then we're wondering why all of this stuff is the way that it is. Do I believe that this is it's just all on the parents? No, I don't, because it's a lot of this stuff. Listen, there is a setup. There is an agenda. But you got a choice. A lot of this stuff, we got a choice. And we're choosing to participate in this foolishness. And I'm just going to say, we got to do better. Stop participating in the foolishness. We have to. We got to. Pretty Tasha is saying that is so distasteful and disgraceful. Women that wear that stuff like there are one of the reasons why a majority of men out there don't respect women. Then want to make it so bad those men be assuming that every woman like to be talked to dirty. It is a turn off. It is not a turn on to me. This is true. This is true. Not only do they make it bad for other women, but they're making it bad for their daughters. And then they're making it bad for us as Black people, because we are always the butt of the joke. We are always the butt of everything. And it's just like, it's time out for us being the butt. Because listen, we are the trendsetters, but know when the joke is on you. Black people, the joke is on us. Okay? The joke is on us. Everybody, they not with us. Everybody laughing at us, and they're making money off of us, and they're exploiting us. These car companies have got major, listen, they don't need no more money. I promise you they don't. They don't need no more money. You done got 25 likes or 2,500 likes. For what? Is your page even monetized? You done went and spent, at least if your page was monetized, and you doing it as a business, at least you could have probably recouped some of what you invested if your page is a business page. But if your page is just a regular page, you done went in debt and you ain't making no money off this itch. You just in a lose-lose situation. You got a couple of likes and you think the whole world hating on you. No, we just tired of seeing the stupidity. Now you all, speaking of stupidity, it's been all over the news. What do you all think and what are your feelings on this whole Diddy situation? Yes, let's get into this. Let's get into Diddy. What do you all think about that? Listen, he's next. It's his turn. You got R. Kelly. You got Bill Cosby. Now you got Diddy. Who's gonna be after Diddy? But let's look at this for a minute. Are you all accepting his apology? Are you feeling like, you know what? He should go to jail. He should ride. He deserved all of this stuff that's happening to him, especially after seeing that video that was leaked, which was absolutely horrible. It was horrible. Absolutely disgusting. No excuse for that. Pretty Tasha, you're saying P. Diddy lost his mind. I don't know if it was even ever there, to be honest with you, but okay, that's a different story. But what do you all really think about that? Like, let me just bring something out. All these charges and everything, you know, with the video leaking. First of all, how do CNN leak a video? That's the first thing. You are part of the takedown as well. So it's like, it was no coincidence that this video was leaked. Again, when I see this, yes, listen, he beat the entire brakes off this chick. Hands down, no excuse for it. But my question is this. If she settled and she decided to settle civilly, why is the world still persecuting him? She chose not to pursue it criminally. She chose to pursue it civilly. So why are we jumping on him? I'm not condoning, let me make this clear. I am not condoning his actions whatsoever. I am not. What I'm saying is, he's already paid for this crime. She chose not to pursue him criminally. She chose to pursue him civilly, and she won. So he has been punished. He got the punishment that she felt was fair to her. You feel me? We're not looking at that. We're looking at, oh, with all this stuff. Yes, he did wrong to her. He beat the crap out this girl. But can I ask, how do I get more mad and more upset for you than you got for yourself? Like, you chose to settle civilly. I'm with you. Cedric, when you say he threatened to bump her off, but that didn't deter her from still pursuing him civilly. So a threat is a threat. So if you were not afraid to sue him civilly, so that means that you're not afraid to sue him. You came after him civilly because that's what mattered to you. Am I mad for that? No, because she probably weighed her options and said, yo, he got all this money. He got all these attorneys. He can pay the judge off. He can pay anything. He's a powerful man. I will be better off just settling civilly. I'm sure that's what her team advised her to do. or something to that effect. I'm not mad at that. What I'm mad at is the world. This is done. It's settled. Yes, the footage is disturbing and it's sickening. It truly is. But honestly, he's already paid for his crime. Let's be honest. He settled with her. So if he made it right with her, if it's okay for her to accept the money, the settlement, why are we still, as the word, cancel him, take his endorsements, take this, take that? Why? Why? That's what I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Cedric, you're saying the police didn't want to criminally charge him and he paid them off. Again, I can understand that and I can accept that. But watch this. When have you heard her speak out against this? After her settlement. She didn't. You know why? Because I'm sure a part of her settlement was that she would not disclose anything that happened. She would not say anything. So my thing is, if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. I am not condoning or excusing Diddy's abusive behavior, not one bit. But what I'm saying is, it's not fair to try to jump on the bandwagon to bankrupt yet another black man, but yet you got all those pink executives from the Nickelodeon channel that has raped them kids and did all the sick, disgusting stuff to those kids, and nobody is bankrupting them, nobody is counseling them, nobody is counseling nothing that they're doing. But we're always on the bandwagon on counseling anything black. But what about all these other pink people? What about what they're doing? We're not paying attention to none of that. Counsel him. He did it. Counsel him. Counsel that. Guess what? They just setting it up. If they can counsel somebody that big and they can get away with it, what y'all think gonna happen when it trickles down to the everyday man? What you think gonna happen? What you think gonna happen? The same thing. The same thing. So if they can get away with counseling all of these big and moguls, billionaires, and bankrupting them, what do you think that they gonna do for Fred that got $500 in the bank? What you think gonna happen to Fred? What you think gonna happen to Nunu? What you think gonna happen to Nunu and them? What's gonna happen to them? So we gotta be careful on what bandwagon that we jumping on, because we're so quick to jump on all these bandwagons that's against us. Again, Jay, how could you defend Diddy? I'm not defending Diddy at all. I'm simply bringing up what has already been settled. And the fact is, Cassie already settled this. She already determined, she was already compensated. Jay, how do you compensate somebody for all the abuse and all this stuff that this man did to her? That's not a question for you to ask me. That's a question for you to ask Cassie, because she's the one that signed off and accepted the financial deal. I did it. So that's a question for you to ask her. So my thing is, if she okay with it, I'm okay with it. If you okay with accepting them, again, I'm not faulting her. I'm not victim blaming. I'm not victim shaming. Not at all. What I'm saying is, they've already settled the matter. She's already settled the matter in the eyes of, I can't even say the eyes of the law, but if this had been a different color man, in the eyes of that law that recognized any man but a black man, this would not be an issue. She settled. She chose not to pursue him criminally. She won. She was compensated for whatever damages that her team asked for. So, again, if she settled and she's fine with it, why should I not be? Linda, you're saying we all make choices. I will not judge. Absolutely. Pretty Tasha, you're saying Cassie sound like she is the same person he had got a record deal back for in 2005. Again, I'm not sure. They history date back a long time. And again, it's been a lot of allegations against him. Listen, am I not saying that that's Lucifer? He's not Lucifer's son. Listen, I believe he's Lucifer. If you really want to ask me, I believe he's Lucifer. I do. I really think that he's the devil. But she made a deal with the devil. She settled with the devil. So if she was fine with settling with the devil, who am I to keep jumping on the devil's head and jumping on the devil's back when the person that he had this art with and he did this terrible thing to, she settled. They signed off on documents. Okay, I'm not admitting to it and I'm not denying it, but we're going to settle, and we're going to settle for this amount. That's it. That's it. Cedric, you're saying that ninja needs to be locked up, period. Again, if you find him on something else, but as far as this is concerned, again, do I think that is deplorable? Absolutely. But my thing is this: how fair is it? Listen now. I know I'm gonna get some slack for this, but how fair is it? How do you renege on a deal? I paid you. I settled with you, and I gave you what you wanted. So now, how do you come back and arrest me for something that I already settled with you about? How do I do that? Only black people that can happen to. Only black people. You made a deal. So you notice, if you all notice, she's not saying anything because she can't. She's already signed off saying she's not going to discuss it. But CNN, listen, oh, you can leak it. Her team can leak it and pretend like it's leaked. And so now it's all over. Now I'm going to get them. I'm going to get the money and I'm going to get them locked up. How fair is that? If you wanted them locked up, pursue to get them locked up. Don't settle for the case and then still come back and try to get them locked up as well. If you want them locked up, lock them up. Lock them up. But we can't try to cancel him and bankrupt him out of something that, again, hear me and hear me good, that has already been settled. Again, I'm not blaming her. I'm not saying, oh, she shouldn't have taken them. I don't know what she should have done. She made whatever decision she felt was best for her. That's what she did. I'm not against that. You have to do what you got to do, that what works for you. What I'm saying is that we as the people, we the world, we can get up off of it. Because again, for this case, this Cassie and this Diddy, that's settled. So unless somebody else comes out and there's another video and all this other ish, y'all need to reinstate this man and give him his stuff back. Yeah, I said it. Give him his stuff back, because this, if you canceling him on what he did to Cassie, he's already paid for that. He's already settled with her for that. You ain't see how he did with the, yes, I did. I probably would have been trying to boil some grits water and baby, don't go to sleep. I probably would have put, baby, you would have 3rd-degree burns all, look, but that's just me. But we can't really say what we would do. I've never been in a domestic violence situation like that. I've seen some situations like that. And I'm going to tell you, I know that it's not that easy to, oh, I would have leave them, I'll leave them. We like to say that. Feels good to say that. But we really don't know what we would do if we have not personally survived that type of situation. We don't know what we would do. We really don't. So we definitely have to be mindful of what we speak and how we move and do things. Pretty Tasha, you're saying, yeah, they showed the part in the video to where he hit her. And I agree with that. I saw that. Again, I thought that it was disgusting. It's just like seeing Satan raised from hell and come and wreak havoc. But Pretty Tasha, she settled. She settled with him. So she felt like taking the money, I'm not going to pursue him criminally. That was a decision she made after the fact. After suffering all these horrible things at the hands of this man, she chose to civilly settle with him. So, case is closed between Cassie and Diddy. At least it should be. At least it should be. Because she settled. So, if she chose to pursue him criminally and not have settled civilly, right, yeah, lock him up, because he has not paid for his crime. But in this case, he's paid for his crime. We may not like it, but guess what? It was a decision she made. Am I mad at the decision? I feel no type of way. I feel that this young lady did what she had to do, which was best for her. That's what she did. What I'm saying is, we as the public, for him losing all of his endorsements and all his business ventures and trying to bankrupt him, that's where I'm not really okay with. Because again, why? Why are we going to that extent when the man has already paid for his crime? He's paid his debt to society. He's made good with his victim. We don't have to like it, but guess what? Again, that was the choice and that was the settlement that she agreed upon. She agreed upon it. She signed off on it, which is why she's not speaking about it. So if it's okay with her, then why is it not okay with the world? You know why it's not okay with the world? Because the world has a score to settle with black men. The world has a score to settle. The world is trying to ensure that black men don't pass along their riches and their wealth to their families. The world is striving to ensure that the black men don't have a legacy to leave for their families. That's what the world is striving to do. The world don't want to see Diddy leave anything for his sons. They don't. They want to take it all. And what do? They get us all up in our feelings and they're showing all of this stuff. But again, I'm like this. If we're going to drag and slam people, let's drag and slam everybody. Let's drag and slam everybody. Cedric, you're saying it's deeper than just that issue. I totally agree. But just look around at what's happening. That's what I just urge everybody. Just look around at what's happening. Why are black men the only ones that's being slammed? Why are the black men? Listen, black men, this is like the Mortal Kombat game. Finish him. That's what the world is saying. Finish him. All black men, that's what the world trying to do. Finish him. Finish him. Am I saying, Jay, you sitting up here and talking like he innocent? I've already told you that was Lucifer. already told you that he's the devil. So it's not about him being innocent. It's about him making right the situation. It's about him making a deal, and they struck a deal and an agreement that needs to be respected by the world. If his victim is accepting it, then we as the world should accept it. That's all I'm saying. Now, speaking of accepting, tonight, because this was some ish right here, and this is why we need to talk about our subject for tonight: setting healthy relationship standards and expectations. It's so important, especially today, now more than ever, to know what's healthy to accept in a relationship and what standard is acceptable, and then our expectations. Because I'm going to tell you something. Today, and just looking at social media as a whole, and just kind of just observing and listening to people, listening to relationships, getting questions, and just kind of just being out there myself, being out there in these treacherous, fecal matter filled dating pools. It's some ish out here. And the ish is in the form of, what are we expecting? What are our standards? Do we even have standards for relationships anymore? So here's the thing. So let's talk about, first of all, what a standard is. According to an online source, a standard is a statement about how you live your life. It's a threshold for behavior, traits. This is the key word right here. And values. Values. Do we even believe in that anymore? Traits and values below which one is willing to tolerate from their partner. It didn't say money. It didn't say taking you out. It didn't say getting your nails done or cooking your dinner, or traits and values, behaviors. When you look at social media today, it's just like, what are the standards? What are we expecting for relationships? So what I see when I look at social media, and a lot of this, absolutely, Cedric, integrity. Baby, you will blow their mind. Saying integrity, baby, you have cussed everybody out saying that word integrity. Because where is it? Where is it? When you look at social media, it's so much stuff. We're seeing so much, but we're not seeing values. We're not seeing integrity. We're seeing where a man, he comes and he asks a woman her name, and she telling him Cash App. He's asking for her phone number, and she's saying 450. And I'm just like, are we really in this place? But I'm gonna tell you something. We as a whole are not in this place. But again, kind of piggying back to what I was saying earlier, the narrative and the perception that is being put out there about Black people and Black women, period, that's what's being put out there. That's what's being put out there. So when we look at it, that's all they want us to see. They want us to see fighting against each other. They want us to see bickering against each other. They want us to see all of the negative stuff. They want us to see that. They want us to continue to tear down each other. That's what they want. Who is they, Jay? Who is they? Society, the world. The world wants to continue to see us be at odds with each other, because the world is making buku of money from Black men and Black women hating each other's guts. That's what it is. We are making a ton of money hating each other. Hating each other. Literally hating each other to the core. We can't get along. You're not willing to accept anything below a certain predetermined point. Here's the thing. So for an example, we would say, you know what? You don't date people with kids or have been married before or an ex-drug addict or a person that has been to jail. You're not willing to do that. Is that a realistic standard? Absolutely. Are you wrong for having that standard? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But let's ask this question. Is it possible to have standards that are too high? Is that even possible? Jay, what you talking about having standards that are too high? Is it possible? Is it possible? Too high. You gotta have a list of things, and your person has to have all this, and this on that list. Now, some of these lists that have been circulating around social media, y'all know that's some bull junkie, and that's some bull junkie to its finest. He got to take me here. But before I even go out on a date, he got to pay my babysitter. He got to get my hair done. He got to get my nails done. He got to do this. Ma'am, what are you doing in the meantime? So is your hair and your nails done before you go out on a date with this man? I'm just curious. And if so, who's paying for it? Who's paying for it? Because if you already got somebody that's financing your dream and your lifestyle, why don't you stay over there? Why not stay there? Because I know if you're telling this, listen, first of all, fellas, I'm not even going to be mad at y'all. Because I'm going to tell some of these chicks, let me tell you something. Go somewhere and have 12 seats. Because if you come over here talking that bull junkie, you got to do this and you got, first of all, I just went to sleep. Because your list of demands, listen, honey. And let me tell y'all something. This list of flockery and foolery, 95% of it, where you come with that stuff from? I made it up, okay? I made it up. 95% of this foolishness is coming from the hood. You all, I've said it. It's coming from the hood. From hood. Now listen, you all are giving us a bad name. Listen, I'm hood. You can hear it in my voice. You can hear it in the tone of my voice. I'm not ashamed. Listen, being from the hood, I've learned a lot. It's survival of the fittest. I've learned to be a chameleon. You have to be able to navigate and maneuver in more than one situation, in more than one environment. And that's how I do. I'm good at that. So I can give you your professional, but you know what? See, I'm a professional, but that twinge of that west side, say something wrong, it's going to come out, okay? It's going to come out. CEO of a company, A-list celebrity, B-list celebrity, singer, songwriter, Grammy winner, does not matter. You say the wrong thing, the west side's gonna come out, okay? I'm just gonna tell you, I am she is me, we are thee, okay? Let me tell you, just like that. So you rocking and I'm rolling. No offense about it. Let the church say amen, okay? Amen. But sitting and telling a man that you gotta pay this and gotta pay that, baby, you'll be sitting in the house waiting on me. If I was a man, Baby, you will be waiting. I'm like, listen, it'll be a cold day before I pay for you and Malachi and all them children of the corn you got. It'll be a long, cold day, and you fill in the blank. Cedric, you said, do you do the cup test on that drink? Yes, I do, Cedric. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I make this, no, Cedric, I make this one myself. I'll tell you offline, because the foolishness be real. But when we're talking about standards and expectations, standards being too high, first of all, your list of must-haves is more than 10 things. You got this. If you tell people that you need them to be thoughtful, attentive, romantic, communicate, they have to be passionate, athletic, well-educated, who just loves to massage, cook, and snuggle. Let me tell you something. Listen, if a man told me all of that, I'm gonna be honest with you. I stopped listening after like the second thing. Like, I'm gonna stop listening. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't care how good you look. I don't care how much money you have. I'm not interested because you've made my brain tired. Okay? You've made my brain tired. My spirit is tired because I'm not going to deal with the foolishness. I'm just not. And then you do all of this. Again, all of this. Thank guys, do you guys have a list of things? Now listen, I'm not saying that you shouldn't know what you want. But what I'm saying is your list cannot be this long. You got pages and pages, all these listen, forget it. Forget it. Listen, honey, I'm not interested. I will be single. Let me tell you, you take you in that list and you can stick it where the sun refuses to shine, okay? That's what you can do with the list, because it's too much. I'm not going to deal with it, okay? Ladies, these men are not going to deal with it, okay? Know what you want. Listen, Cedric said it earlier. Somebody that got integrity. Somebody that's loving and kind. If that's what you want. If you want somebody that's a thug, somebody that play games, somebody that you don't gotta spend enough, know what you want. It's okay. But when you get to having all these 30 type of all of this ish, nobody got time for that. He don't exist. She don't exist. I'm just gonna tell you now, they don't exist. So you got all these life coaches and these dating coaches making all this money off of you instead of them telling you you need to see a psych doctor because you crazy because of that list. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to save you some money. You can just cash out me $5 for some coffee. You crazy. Your list is ridiculous. Your expectations are ridiculous. And it's just a mess, a hot mess. Now to save you all this money. So now you don't need the life coach. You don't need the dating coach. Okay, I just helped you right there. See, you fixed right there, all of that. Jay, my life coach said my dating coach said you got to write it down so that you can visualize it and see him every day. He's dead. The dude that you're looking for is dead, or he hasn't been born. Okay, so let's stop with that craziness. Again, it's okay to know what you want. Not saying that. But when you come with all of these things and then you're not willing to budge, here's the thing. Know what is important. What's the important attributes that you need? Somebody I can trust. See, we don't say stuff like that. We don't have stuff like that on our list. Somebody that's gonna love me unconditionally. Somebody that's gonna be loyal. Somebody that I can trust. Somebody that can trust me. Somebody that's gonna hold me down. Somebody I can hold up. We don't care. See, those are the things that should be our standards. But they're not. They're not. They're not. We focus on all of the physical and financial. Now listen, okay? I said focus. Physical is important. I'm not going to say that it's not. Listen, I will be lying. You cannot come looking like a gremlin and smelling like a German shepherd and think that this is going anywhere. I don't care how much integrity you have. Amen. How much good character and good values and loyal you are. I'm sorry. If you looking like a gremlin and smelling like a German shepherd, there's nothing I can do for you. Okay? There's nothing. All of that good, all those other good characteristics, because guess what? My spirit is not attracted to a gremlin and somebody that's smelling like a German shepherd. It's just not going to happen. It's not. Now, Jay, that's not the right thing to say. That's okay. It's okay. It's quite okay. It's all right. It's all right. What I'm saying is, when we're talking about the physical, oh, he got to be 6'5", tall, dark, and handsome. That's the part I'm talking about. He may not be 6'5". Amen. Now I'm about to start stepping on some toes right here. He may not be 6'5". He may not be tall, but he handsome. He handsome. So you have to determine how much are you willing to relax that height standard, that height expectation. How much are you willing to bend on that? Or is that set in stone? Because a lot of women missed their blessing because he wasn't 6'5", tall, dark, and handsome. He was 5'9", and he was handsome. You know? Fellas, here's where y'all miss out at. 36, 24, 36. Baby, she's dead too. All this pesticides and hormones that they put in this food, she don't exist. That size does not exist. It does not exist. So you miss out on your blessing because now here she is. She may be, listen, God, you know, I'm gonna tell y'all. This is COVID boobies, okay? So I'm still trying to get rid of my COVID boobies, okay? But you know, she may be a 32A. Baby, that's as flat as the sidewalk, okay? And she's, you know, a little on the chunky side. But she's nice personality, a great woman, great heart, all of that. But guess what? You don't see her because you're looking at and you're attracted to the BBLs and all of this other stuff. So you're expecting all of that good woman in the BBLs. And don't get me wrong, I am not saying that women that have BBLs are not good women. Not saying that at all. What I'm saying is a lot of guys, a lot of men are missing that good chick because she's not packaged right. Ladies, you're missing that good man because he's not packaged right on the outside. So you have to learn. People, oh, that's settling. I'm not going to settle for nothing. Okay. You call it what you like. You can call it settling, or I can call it let's figure out what's important. We got to figure out this list out of the things that we want. What is important? What can we do without? What do we need? What can we do without? And that tall, that 6'5", all this. Everybody want that dude. Do he want you? The chick that you want, the 34, 24, 20, 36, do she want you? Okay? We gotta figure that out. So it's like the things that should matter, that's what we have to start focusing on. We gotta start focusing on the frivolous things. Because we are living in a shallow, frivolous society where only thing that we're expecting is material things. We're not listening. What if something happens to you? Is the person that you with, especially listening to 30 plus age range, if something happens to you, do you trust them if your life depended on it? The person that you want to know that if something happened to you and they had to sign a DNR for you, that's the do not resuscitate. The doctors are telling your family, you know, he has a chance to live, but, you know, we're not sure, but we have to try this, but we have to sign this form in order to at least attempt to save his life. But you worth some money. And the person that you with, or he or she, and they're telling you, you know, listen, the person is worth some money. You want to know that the person that you're with, in the event that something happened to you, if there was a chance to save your life, they would save your life just like this, without a second thought. That's who we want to end up with. So think about that the next time you start talking about your list and your standards and your expectations. Let that be a part of your determining factor. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot Follow us on Twitter at the J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And J is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, remember, I am locked out of Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. So if you know how to help me get back in there, please hit me up. But guys, listen, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out. Good night, you guys. Thank you. Good night, good night, good night. Good night. Good night, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, hold on. Right here. Good night, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on one second.